going on, you guys? So today, or at least in today's world, we live in a microwave society. We want it now. I want it now. I don't know what song that is. I just kind of felt it this morning. But we want results. We want to see what we want to see right away. We don't want to wait. Patience is not an option. Fun fact, my mom actually used to call me patience growing up because I never had any. But when it comes to the Las Vegas Raiders and Antonio Pierce, I know a lot of people are going to touch on like, hey, Antonio Pierce needs to go. We've probably been components at that. I know we've gotten frustrated over the entire season and everything, 2-12 in battle for the number one pick overall. Obviously not a great season. And we also can see that Antonio Pierce is getting tired of talking about it too. And I get it. I mean, he probably gets tired of talking about his job security and all that kind of stuff. But the big question to me, and I think that a lot of people are clearly asking, is, should the Las Vegas Raiders move on from Antonio Pierce and maybe find a head coach, a different head coach heading into the 2025 NFL season? I'm not going to lie. Again, first off, I was like at the first glimpse of this thing, I was, fire Antonio Pierce. Let's find some guys. Let's do what we got to do, right? I've had a chance to reflect and kind of look at what has gone on with Antonio Pierce. And again, I understand that things are not good right now. He is a reason for that. I do think that he is not without blame because when your team is making the same mistakes over and over again, clearly there is something going on there. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm extending the olive branch and looking at both things right now. And last year, yes, he did take over and went 5-4, finished out the season strong, and with Aiden O'Connell and everybody, and it was kind of encouraging. That's why he got the job as the no longer the interim or whatever it was, and got the chance to kind of show what he can do. And again, 10-game losing streak, not great right now, but there's a couple of different things we got to touch on as to why that is. Or at least why he seems to be struggling. So yes, it's only been technically his first year as the head coach. I know he was the interim there to finish out the season, but this is technically his first year. He took over an aging roster. Like, yes, you did have Davante Adams, who's playing very well right now for the Jets, but I mean, he's an older player. You got to build around some of these guys, and it was a tough quarterback situation, especially when you consider the fact that all of the quarterbacks went at 12. Like, by the time they got to the Raiders in the 2024 NFL draft, they were all gone, every single one. And you're not going to reach for a quarterback. And could you make the argument that, hey, go up and trade up for your guy? Yes, but at the same time, at what cost? You're going to have to give up a boatload of picks for guys like Caleb Williams and that. And do you want a kneecap? Like, do you want to put in a rookie quarterback with very little help, especially defensively, I think, and along that offensive line that needed pieces like Jackson Powers-Johnson and now DJ Glaze and all that. So you needed pieces. You needed young talent coming in, which you got in Brock Bowers. So it was a tough quarterback situation. You brought in Gardner Minshew to hopefully be your let's call it bridge quarterback, and also Aiden O'Connell to kind of compete. And like we said, the quarterbacks were gone. Injuries derailed this year. So you talk about the fact that you went out and signed Christian Wilkins, who was supposed to be that guy at defensive tackle for you. And, also Malcolm Koonce, you lose him to start out the year, which sucks. They should re-sign him, by the way. We'll make a video about that. But, I mean, you lose two of your best pass rushers right away. Plus you lose Max Crosby towards the end of the year. It just makes it tough. Like, I know injuries are tough, but I mean, this was really not a deep team. The main majority of the starters were really good, but outside of that, there wasn't crazy depth. Let's be honest. Like, there was not crazy depth. There was superstars like Davante Adams and Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins, yes, but there was no depth outside of them. And you can see that the players play for him, especially when you look at, how they've played in games against, obviously the Atlanta Falcons or the Chiefs and all that kind of stuff. There has been games where we've seen it. The players have played for him. And not to mention the fact, I know we forgot to put this on there, the Raiders have moved on from a lot of head coaches recently. Like, would it hurt to let him potentially get the quarterback of his future and potentially put him in a spot where, yeah, maybe it's Shedeur Sanders, maybe it's Cam Ward, maybe it's another player, maybe you trade down, I don't know. But, I think that one thing that really encouraged me is the 2024 draft class where, all the quarterbacks were gone. What do? Do you go defense? No, you go best player available, and Brock Bowers is looking like an absolute steal from where they got him. And so, I think that the Raiders are, I'm hesitant to say heading in the right direction, but I also get it that, hey, there's the NFL is a business and everything, but you got to look at things from both sides, and so overall, I think there's an argument to be made for keeping Antonio Pierce and letting him go. But overall, let us know what you guys, do you think the Las Vegas Raiders should fire Antonio Pierce or let him kind of continue to build this team? Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.